So I don't know if you know this, but basically the Midwest has been on fire for the entire summer, and now we have Hurricane Florence on the East Coast, which is that. I hope you guys over there are staying safe. I'm not from the West, so I never really knew what like a forest fire was like. We don't have those in Georgia. So like it just smells like there's a campfire every. But that's what it smells like, just a campfire. Like you were sitting next to a campfire making your hot dogs or s'mores or whatever. Anyways, today is Resume Review Saturday. If you don't know what that is, that's where you send me your resume. The link for that, my email, is in the description below, so you can send me your email there. There's a little bit of a line. There always is. A lot of people wanting me to review their resumes. I also have my own resumes and templates that you can buy if you want to help support the channel. The link for that's in the description. I've had some pretty good feedback on it since I talked about it in the last video. People have been getting responses from jobs, and so it got me an interview at Google. So if you're interested in those are in the description below. I'd like to say thank you to the patrons that we have: DJ Richie, the Martin Fee, Vlaslo, Craig, Daniel, Armand. I appreciate all you guys, what you do. If you want to see more resume reviews, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. When you're talking about what you did, it's like when you're...
What up?
Dude, what's up?
Allergy. I don't know why. So now with this new spot, what I'm planning on doing is having it like an open space where.
All right, so Joe just called me. Anyways, let's jump into these resumes. We got Matilda up first. This is what I would say so far. When I first look at this, you have a whole bunch of space up here at the top. So what I mean by that is like there's a huge amount of white space here. I think you need to fix these margins. A personal statement, I guess is good, but this is more than a statement. This is a paragraph. This is like a personal paragraph. So I would just use the first sentence, and then I would remove everything else. You can put the rest of this on the cover letter. So just use that first sentence, and then now you have even more white space, which is good because this is 2 pages. One thing that I want to mention here is that we have your top stuff, like your personal info. It's here and it's up here. So you only need it in one area, but now that you have so much space, I'm pretty sure you can fit all of this on one page. Web design skills. This is something that you would put maybe in your portfolio or your cover letter, but developed successful website in React.js, that's not like a skill. The React.js is the skill part. We have proficiency in Photoshop, Adobe XD. Those are skills. I would label those under UI UX. And we have knowledge of PHP, Sass, Laravel, HTML5. What about CSS? You have to know CSS to know Sass, so you should include that here too. And then I would break these apart to front end, back end, and then UI UX, because you have that too. Turning concepts and ideas into highly creative websites. This goes on your cover letter. Understanding of progressive web apps. If you have an understanding of progressive web apps, I would break this apart into what you're using to make these progressive web apps. Implementing accessibility into a website. Yeah, so talk about accessibility here. Talk about the 508 stuff, the ARIA elements, the tab indexing. Break that apart into the skills here. Soft skills, typing speed, can work in fast-paced environments. So this is all stuff that goes on your cover letter, and this typing speed, I've never heard of anyone asking how fast you can type ever. I don't think it's that big of a deal, so I would take that off. Excellent communication. So if you're going to leave these soft skills, just leave these first 3. But again, I think that most of these can go on your cover letter. Okay, so then you have your first job. Junior front-end developer from July to now. Achievements and responsibilities. Okay, so you have one bullet point here. Implemented a successful dashboard with advanced layout design and React.js. What did you do? So React.js is a part of it. What did you use some Sass to do that? Did you use Gulp? Did you use Babel? Did you use Webpack? Like, did you use anything else here? I'm sure to make a dashboard with just React, you had to use at least those technologies. Did you help host it? Did you use cPanel to do that? Did you put it on Heroku? Like, where is this hosted? That's another thing. We should probably have a link here where I can put a link where I can click this and see the company that you're working at or the app that you're working at. Allowed to work in the UK, yes. I feel like you'll get asked this question after you send in your resume, or it will be a question on the application that says, "Can you work in the UK?" And then you click that radio button. Then it says the same thing. But you have your GitHub, LinkedIn website, perfect. Open classrooms, so you have education, open classrooms. The alignment of this is strange here. So make this left aligned. I would change. Yeah, I would just remove achievements and responsibilities, and then make the junior front end developer left aligned, and then move this up a little bit. And then you need to add some more responsibilities of what you've done. Other than that, that's a full stack development. Yeah, this needs to be left aligned. This looks weird because this education is left aligned, but your skills are left aligned, but everything else is in the middle. So move all this stuff over to be left aligned, and then kill this here. But you're not going to have a second page anymore. It's all going to be on one page, and it's going to be super short and sweet. So that's my 2 cents. And again, here for your skills, break this apart into your different sections. You have a lot of different skills, a lot of different. I guess you cover a lot of different niches here. There's nothing here on the back end, really. Well, PHP, I guess, and Laravel. So you could put those under a back end section. Yeah, other than that, this is a pretty good resume. The color scheme is good. Just fix the spacing, and I think we'll be good to go. So thanks for sending that in, Matilda. I appreciate you. Thanks for supporting the channel on Patreon. Cody, you're the man. Thanks for blocking out all of your information and making it easy for me so I can just jump straight into it. Okay, so you should have used 8675309. That would have been great. So education. This needs to go down here. Didn't mean for the line to be that big, but education needs to come down here towards the bottom, my dude. Your skills, your coursework, that needs to go up. So replace education, put that down, flip-flop with skills and coursework. We have experience, company A, web development intern. Yep, you got all your action verbs here. Looking good. Develop technical solutions. So stuff like this, cut entry item time down by 75 to 80%. You want to sell those benefits. You don't want to sell the features of what you can do. You want to sell the benefits. What have you done or made happen? Like, what was the end result? That's what you need to give to them. Like, what have you done? Like, show the results of what you've done, not necessarily what you can do. They want to see evidence. They want to see proof. And so when you have things that are like cut item entry time down by 75 to 80%, perfect, my man. Maintained and created dozens. Okay. We're missing your GitHub. So GitHub, LinkedIn, website. We need a personal statement here about you. What you're passionate about, front end, back end, favorite color, favorite food. No, I mean, don't put that in your personal statement, but you could do that. We need to have a personal statement. This is a really good one. It's straight to the point. If you really wanted, you could add some color here to really like spice it up a little bit. Just add a little bit of color. I know people, you don't have to be so plain Jane with what you're doing on a resume. You can add color and it's not a big deal. Especially literally it visually pops from the rest of these resumes that are just black and white. It's like, oh, what's this blue one? And then that's like probably like the first and last time they think of the color, but it helps. Believe it or not, it helps. There's studies that have been done. That's why advertisements are colored with black and yellow and white and black, just things that grab your attention. But that's like the first and last time they think about it. But that's what you want. You want their attention so that they'll look at the rest of it. So Cody, I appreciate you for sending this in. This is a really simple one. Just a statement. Skills are good. You could maybe break these apart into different sections. Coursework is also good. Now that I think about it, you need to have links. I need links to this. Yeah, so add your links to those places that you've worked and the projects that you've worked on, and then you're really good to go. So Cody, appreciate you. Thanks for sending it in. All right, Martin Jarin, one of those. You're up next. So we got technical skills. Separate these out. This is just a list of skills, but some of these go together. Like you could put Node and Mongo. Photoshop is like a design thing you could put for UI UX. We have MySQL, right? Include that with Node, React, JavaScript. Put those together. jQuery, put that there. HTML5, CSS, maybe some Sass or less if you know that. Put those together. Separate these out. Like there's different niches, and so if you're applying to a job that's a niche, they're gonna want to look to see if you have some skills on there that match the niche. Like, is it a front end job, a back end job, is it a full stack job? Like, they want to be able to see if they can just find those skills right away. But you're making them read this unorganized list of skills, and that's you want to make it as easy as possible because you don't get that much time with them. You get like 4 seconds of their attention before they know pass or I'm gonna keep reading. So make it easy. Less good UI. The less clicks, the less searching, the better. They just need to be spoon-fed the information. Social media, web portfolio. These are good. It's just that these icons are a little big, and these icons here are pixelated, and they're a little bit off color. So this LinkedIn and this web portfolio have a similar color, but all of these are blue. I would make that uniform. Also, social media, probably take off your Twitter. That's not really needed. GitHub, Stack Overflow, LinkedIn. Languages, Spanish, English, French. I'm not sure where you're located. Actually, you're in Canada, so maybe French. English and French if you go to Quebec. Soft skills, research, interpersonal. Why would you only give yourself this much rating at problem solving when the entire job that you're doing is going to be problem solving? Time management, you're saying that you're not good at time management. Good luck ever working remote if you do that. Work ethic, I'm pretty dedicated, but I'm a little bit not dedicated. Don't say that. Teamwork, I love working in a team, but sometimes I need my alone space. Like interpersonal communication, research. So you're not good at problem solving because a lot of what you're doing at web development is problem solving. So, dude, this is it. This is why I'd say never grade yourself like this. Like, it doesn't matter what you like. You can be all these things. That's fine. A lot of people are all these things. You can't be perfect at everything. But if you just outwardly say that, it's like when you're doing a survey. You're taking a survey when you go to buy something, or they're quizzing you. You go to the doctor, like, have you ever done drugs? Are you an alcoholic? Do you have issues like with certain things? And like you check yes on all those things. Like, what are you doing? Don't incriminate yourself. Like, I mean, obviously, if it's like a background check and they're like, this is like for legal reasons, but generally it's like, did you stay up all night last night partying? Like, just like those questionnaires where you're like, who would answer yes to this if it wasn't for like a legal reason or like perjury? Don't do that to yourself here. Like, you're making yourself, you're limiting yourself, and you're showing your weaknesses up front. And as much as like, I appreciate the honesty and people appreciate that honesty, people are going to be like, yeah, well, if he's only giving himself this much at time management, I don't want to have to like micromanage him. So remove this soft skills section. That's too honest. Martin, let's say we have this. This is 3 sentences. Pick one of these and then roll with that. It's too long. Also, this black and white text, I know I was just talking about that, like eye-catching, but you have black, white, blue, and different shades of blue. So I would just put this in black and then, inverse this, put it back to the way it was so it matches the rest of the resume. You don't really have like a theme going on, really, just some stuff happening here. This is like, it makes me read it, that's for sure. But if you're going to do this, you better make sure the rest of this resume works. So we got projects, Surprise Me, lead developer. Were you a lead developer? Did you get paid to do this? If this is like a personal project, I don't know if I'd necessarily put your role or responsibility on there. Just put the app and let them click on it. And then when they ask you what you did to this app, you can be like, oh, I was a lead developer. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Because if you're not getting paid to do this, title is kind of irrelevant. You can just make up whatever title. You can be like, I'm a spaceship cowboy. Like, it doesn't matter when it's a personal project. Experienced coding instructor. That's your current teaching kids how to code, helping kids troubleshoot code. This is almost, you said the same thing twice. Spanish, English, communication coordinator. As a result, more than 100 surveys. Okay. So this is good, right? You have the benefit here. You're selling that benefit. As a result, more than one set. Yep. So figure out a way you could make this a little smaller, and then also you only have one bullet point for these two of your previous work experience. I'm sure you could expand on these a little bit, and I'm really sure you could expand on this, right? Teaching kids how to code, helping kids troubleshoot code. When you teach people how to code, you're teaching them how to troubleshoot. So it's the same thing. Are you doing HTML, CSS? Are you doing anything else here? What exactly are you doing? Can you break it down, like work with them through problems, like give them code tests? Like what are you doing? Break it down. Education, full stack developer certificate, communication minor in business administration. Skills learned, yeah, it looks good because you're not listing them as skills like you are up here. You're just, if they want to read. I would bold skills learned. I think that's a pretty important point there. If you've learned these skills, handlebars, express, how come they aren't up here with your other technical skills? Maybe consider that. Peer communication, minor in business. But education at the bottom, that's fine. So I would keep the layout how it is, and then this black bar is really, it's pretty thick. So I would maybe just have a thin line similar to this contact line, and then these images are pixelated, and it's really distracting to me as a visual person. If you print this out and bring it to someone, you have pixelated printed images, that's not going to be good. I'm not trying to be really harsh on you. I just want you to be successful when you apply to this job, and I don't want you to like, I don't want them to just be like, what is this? And then just like put it to the next page. And so if you make these changes, you'll be in a good place. But right now, it's, I don't know, my first thoughts are it's kind of all over the place. It's not bad. The layout's good. Like there's good things on here, as I mentioned, but you just have to expand, fix a couple things. It's these minor things. You get 4 seconds. It's not a lot of time. So just, make these changes, and then I think you'll be all right. So thanks for sending it in. Sorry if I seem too harsh, but I want you to be successful. Like when you guys are successful, I'm successful. I posted on my Instagram today. Someone sent me a message. Hey, thanks to your resume videos, I got a job. I mean, so I really want you. I mean, this stuff works, and I've applied to so many jobs. I know that this stuff works. I know it can kind of seem like this is so petty and so minor, but like you don't know who's on the other side. You don't have a lot of time. You want to make a good first impression. You need to catch their eye somehow. You want to make it easy for them on the UX. If you follow these tips, I think you'll be in a good place. So I appreciate everyone for sending these in. Please keep sending them in. I'm sure people are learning a lot from these videos. If they haven't watched my other resume review videos, maybe go check those out. I have a lot of other ones. Again, if you're interested in my templates, they help support the channel, and you guys have been, helping support the channel through that medium, and I'm just so grateful that you guys are helping me, do this YouTube thing, and I couldn't do it without you. Got my resumes, cover letters, different types of cover letters, and I appreciate all you guys, and I will see you in the next video.